The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and the Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome all to another gorgeous and wonderful day at the headquarters of technical trading and investing. It is TFNN.com, and it's a wonderful day out here. Having a little bit of market gas, up about 4 points. Volume again today, about what it was tracking on Friday, 1.8 billion shares on the consolidated tape. But we've got a little more news to come in. I'm not expecting a lot of movement between now and the end of the year. It looks fairly innocuous that we're going to have a slow move up. I thought maybe on the high end, maybe come the end of the year, we close at 1825, maybe on the low end, 1800 on the S&P cash. And I think we're kind of getting into that early Christmas spirit already with these very low volumes. But we'll see. A lot of volume does come in the last few minutes of trading, so you always have to wait until the bell. But we're seeing a great deal of this lackadaisical market, and I think we've got some reasons why. We're going to go through them today. You can always give me a call at 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. If you can't get to the phone and you want to email me, you can always email me at path, that's P-A-T-H, at TFNN.com. And I'll try to read my email through the breaks. But it's time to get on with the show. And, of course, a little bit of intraday movement has been caused by Fed hawks. One today saying, well, we could go ahead and taper, even if it was just $1 billion. We probably need to go ahead and start doing that. I think tomorrow we've got, or today, was it Fisher today? We've got another Fed guy talking probably right about now. He's supposed to be 2 to 3. Then another Fed hawk is supposed to talk tomorrow. Of course, we're going to have that Fed meeting next week. And I think already getting a little lackadaisical into that market meeting, but I think we're probably going to see a little bit of discussion about the risks of the Fed getting involved even more, and that's probably going to be enough to start having this market turn. I think somewhere right around the first of the year. I'm kind of expecting a 2,000 high in the market. If you go back and look at the 1999 2000 January, when we came back, I think it was on January 3rd, if I remember right. This thing came out and fired fairly strong right out of the box. Started seeing the big sellers into what is probably going to be Fed tapering and the budget deals in the Congress in an election year. It's going to be very hard to get those folks lined up. But, up 4 points on the SP cash. Really going to be almost impossible, I think, to move this market in any great sense. We'll talk about the reasons why. On this day, on December 9th, the biggest demo day of all time happened. If you grew up with the computer revolution as I did, there was always known as the killer demo. I once watched the head of Microsoft. That's why I've got Steve Jobs on the mind right now. But it was, someone will tell me I've just got a mental blank right now. Steve Jobs, Microsoft guy. Why can't I even remember his name right now? Anyway, I watched him give a demo of Word, and at that time, Word had some 3,000 bugs that would instantly take you into a blue. Yeah, no, not Paul Allen, the big guy at Microsoft, retired. Anyway, I'll think of his name here in a second. Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Maybe trying to think too hard about it. But anyway, in 1968, Douglas Engelbart, along with 17 other researchers from Stanford, had been working on computer problems and the future of computing for some 6 years. They gave a 90-minute live public demonstration of the technology they'd been working on for the previous 6 years. It changed the face of technology. In this, they actually showed the first computer mouse. Sorry, Apple, you didn't invent it. You didn't even copy it from Xerox. They all copied it from these guys at Stanford. But almost everything that was in the next 40 years coming in computerdom actually happened at that demo in 1968, including hypertext markup language, object addressing, dynamic file linking and names, shared screen collaboration, networking. They had a very primitive version of networking together, and they showed a visual interface with a mouse, audio and video linking, just about everything that we do today. Of course, it's a million times faster and a million times slicker. But at that time, in 1968, everything that we were going to do for the next 50 years pretty much had been foreshadowed. This is why I pretty much discount a great deal of the we invented it things, because just about everybody has shown something along the lines before anybody else has picked up on it. But interestingly enough, this day, I think the guy lived until just a couple of years ago. Had a long life, but pretty much these guys had put it all together so many years ago, and everybody stands on the shoulders of these early researchers for most of what was going on. If you want to see the video, the original video of it, I've got a slide up here. So if you're on Tiger TV in the Den, you can get that. If you're just listening to me via audio, you can email me at path@tfnn.com, and you can go to the website at Stanford and see this video contemporaneously on this day in 1968, and look at a lot of the stuff. Almost nothing we do out here is new, although we like to pretend it's neat and new. But interestingly enough, of course, if you go to Google today, the birth of the computer age is got a little doodle on the front page for Grace Hopper. She was an American computer scientist and ended up retiring a United States Navy Rear Admiral. She was pretty much the head of all that happened in computerdom in the Navy. She joined the Navy out of being she was a professor at some college. Can't remember right now. Didn't know anything about computerdom. Didn't know a lot about math. They threw her right into the fire and had her write a manual on one of the first computers for code breaking. And along the way, I think in 1951, she was working with some of the first computers made here in the United States. And she didn't like the way that everybody did programming in assembler. And she came up with an idea of using a compiler in a higher level language than using everything in ones and zeros. So kind of interestingly enough, this is probably the biggest day of computer history. And one of the other things happening today is what's called the Hour of Code. This is a big nonprofit started by Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and a bunch of other West Coast types. And it's pretty much been pushed by code.org. You can go to the website. But it's all about basically showing a lot of kids maybe just an hour of how you actually program, and hoping that a few of these people get real interested in STEM, which is the acronym that everybody's floating around for science, technology, engineering, and math. But kind of a big deal out here in computerdom. And, of course, I was in that technology wave for so many years. I guess I'm kind of just now on the part of being in the cheap seats in the peanut gallery and talking about it. But kind of interesting to know all of this stuff. We've hearing yet another lot of news about Bitcoin. One of the most interesting discussions about it happened over this weekend, and that is a gentleman I talked about last week, Bill Fleckenstein. He says Bitcoin is nothing. It's the dot-com mania of 3.0, just moved one step over. People are so enamored with communications with their phones and online commerce and all of that, and now they've invented what they call a currency to mess around with, and the people are all speculating in the same way they speculated in this other crap. It's not a currency at all. It's a complete joke. Of course, Bitcoin had gone to like $1,400 over the weekend, down as low as $600. It's back up to $900. You really don't know what it is. It is the digital tulip of our age, interestingly enough. I continue to believe that this was a giant and wonderfully conceived con job to get everybody with a computer to solve a problem. The problem, not easily provable, is to break the hashes for all of the AES encryption systems. To do that, you had to get everybody enamored enough to use their computers for just breaking these problems. And, of course, we now see a nice article came out, I think, on Friday night. In November 2013, the global Bitcoin network passed 64 exaflops. This is 256 times the computer power of the top 500 supercomputers in the world. The total Bitcoin valuation is a little over $8 billion. So they were able to get everybody to go out and do their bidding and put a system together to solve these problems. If you don't remember your Tom Sawyer, Aunt Becky forced him to paint the fence with whitewash, a pre-paint made out of milk, I think, so you could wash your picket, you could whitewash your picket fence and make it look nice. He didn't much want to do it, so he figured out how to con everybody into saying that he was having the best time of his life painting the fence. All the kids came along and said, "What, Aunt Becky making you paint the fence, Tom?" No, I wanted to paint it. This is the most fun I've ever had. So he finally cons these guys into not only painting the fence, but giving them bottle tops and pieces of old gum and rubber bands and all the kind of stuff that kids used to play with before Xboxes. But they pretty much now have one of the biggest computer systems in the world out here working on and cracking the AES 256 encryption standard, I believe. Can't prove that. I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's what they're doing. Anyway, we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll be taking some phone calls then.
With over 3 decades of trading experience, Andy Hecht brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and expertise to each weekly issue of his newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report. The Technomental Commodity Report gives you Andy's unique technomental analysis of the commodities market, a combination of technicals and fundamental analysis which he has developed and perfected over his many years of trading. The Technomental Commodity Report is only $49 a month, and right now you can get a full month-long trial subscription while paying absolutely nothing. See for yourself the kind of weekly report Andy delivers to his subscribers every Thursday morning. You'll receive specific stock, ETF, and option trades based on Andy's analysis, so no futures account is required. For all the details and to start your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, visit TFNN.com today.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're going to go right to Bob in Greeley, Colorado. How you doing today, Bob?
Mr. White, I was going to ask you a question, few questions about Micron Technology and AMD. You know, for a microprocessor, why is there so much differential in price with MU and Intel and all of them? I mean, who's got the hottest chip now for computers?
Hands down, Intel. Intel. Yeah, Intel. Now, you put MU in there, and that's a different thing because they make memory.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But between AMD and Intel, what happened was that after the big blow-up here, the financial blow-up in 2008, there was a company called Taiwan Semiconductor.
Right.
They basically wanted to build everything for everyone. So after the financial, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but didn't they break a lot of patents that, you know, they just stole? And
who?
The Taiwanese.
No, not really. Here's what happened. The Taiwanese at Taiwan Semiconductor decided to not spend the kind of money that Intel did. That put them somewhere between, right now, 18 months to 3 years behind them. Intel always puts in the amount of money that it will take to be the leader in several years from now. The idea was that Taiwan Semiconductor wanted their stock price to look good, so they cut down on research and development. Maybe Intel's just better at it. But right now, I've got a laptop that'll run 10 hours on one charge.
Wow, that's
and
great.
You're just not going to get that with AMD, not because AMD didn't want to go forward as much, although they did. The problem is that no one could build their chip the way that Intel does. Intel can build you a chip based on 22 nanometer technology today. Their big bounce on Friday was because they announced that their next round of technology was going to be a quarter ahead next year. So that's why they gapped up on last Friday. But they're going to be in 14 nanometer technology. Why it's hard to get Taiwan Semiconductor to make 28 nanometer technology. The whole purpose of making things smaller is that it uses well, not a square root, but each time they go down, you basically take off about 25 or 30% of the power it takes to run the chip. So this new chip I have in my laptop is a 22 nanometer technology chip, and that's why it runs 10 hours on a charge. It also runs extremely fast. So
okay. Question number 2, if I'm going to buy a new desktop, not a laptop, what would you recommend for a manufacturer?
Dell or HP. Either one of them. I built my own, I build my own, but the problem with both of those is you get a lot of bloatware. They put extra software on there that hopefully you'll buy, like Norton Utilities and all the other crap that comes on those computers. And that's the downside of buying one. Of the upside is you can call somebody on it. But normally I just get a disk and use the serial number and do a fresh install right after I bought the machine to get all the crap off of it. But either one of those machines is fine. But like I said, I built my own desktop.
Like Dell. I had a Dell laptop for a lot of years.
Huh?
I had a Dell for a lot of years, and I loved it.
It's fine. I would probably get an i5 or an i7 as a base model for a home unit today. But that's pretty straightforward. But Intel is doing well. I still think we're going to get a pullback when this market does pull back, and we're going to have the nice run from about 21.5 up to probably $30 next year. But we need a pullback on Intel before I'm going to be interested in buying it. Risk reward just isn't very good here. It's been trading this upper trading range for a while. I think we need to chase some folks out to get the good buy on it. If I miss it, then I'll find something else to trade. But
what about
I'm
Microsoft?
not getting into it for I'm not getting into it for $5 on a trade. I'm going to get into it for probably $9 on a $21 stock.
Yeah. Now, what about Microsoft? I mean, is the Xbox pushing the price up?
It's some part of the Xbox and the thought that the next CEO is going to unlock a lot of the hidden value in that stock. So I think it's going to do fine. A lot of it's going to do on who they do have as the new CEO. Anyway, thanks for the call. We'll be back in just a minute.
All right, Mr. White, thank you.
You bet.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As a kind of a gentle reminder, the head of Intel is famous for, in the 1980s, I think it was the CEO at the time, or maybe it was the founder. Can't remember who it is. I'll go look it up again. But he was famous for saying, if we don't eat our own lunch, someone else will. Always heavy in trying to keep the margins from getting too far out of whack. But also knowing that if they didn't spend money and constantly innovate, that someone will one day come up and snag them. And that was probably part of the biggest discussion they had after the big downturn in the economy in 2008, which was, do we start cutting back on R&D? And their answer was no. I think that led to their stock being somewhat sideways for a number of years, but I think they're getting very close to almost being a monopoly, at least in the higher-end chipsets. The low-end, we still have lots of competition on it. If you missed this, kind of one of the more interesting thing, I continue seeing the calls for what is basically socialism in this country. And then you see something like in Kiev, Ukraine, over the weekend, where they all marched into the center of the city and broke down the statue of Lenin and pounded it into chips with sledgehammers as the crowd chanted and cheered. These guys have already gone through the worst parts of socialism and communism. It's failed every time it's ever been tried, but I don't know. There's still a belief in collectivism, and we see that in some unions trying to unionize fast food restaurants. I did see a discussion of a robotics company that said that they can replace 80% of the people at these fast food places. And my question is, if they do get the quote living wage that they want, are they just going to be replaced by hamburger flipping machines and be sitting at home and not have any place to get an entry level job? I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning thinking that they're glad that they have a job at Wendy's for the rest of their life. It's just a job to get some experience and learn to work so you can go to work somewhere else. The answer is an expanding economy with more jobs. But from the people that had to live through the misery, I take their advice, which is get a sledgehammer and start pounding on a statue of Lenin. Somebody came back and sent me some email over the weekend. We'd been talking about 23andMe, and they were curious at just how long it was that 23andMe sold their genetic testing kits before they were shut down by the government. And they've been running it for 6 years. That's why I think that it's probably more likely that the divorce from Sergey Brin, one of the kings at Google, had a lot to do with her getting a lot of protection for her genetics testing company. Still looking at it, I think maybe they're 10% wrong, and the government is probably 90% wrong on this deal. I don't know why you let them go along for 6 years, and then suddenly 1 month after the head honcho gets divorced from one of the most powerful men in America, you finally get your cease and desist letter. But we'll have to intimate it. I don't know we'll ever actually know the truth, but it doesn't pass the smell test for me. This is probably the biggest company you've never heard of, unless you've listened to this show, and I've only talked about it a few times. But the company's called Palantir. And if you're not familiar with The Lord of the Rings, I wasn't one of those guys. I wasn't rolling 12-sided dice in high school. I was a computer geek. I wasn't a Lord of the Rings geek. But that name is for the stone that was used in Lord of the Rings. If you saw the movie, the giant eye that you could see, that the one character could see in and find out where the ring was that Palantir. It is the Seeing Stone. Interestingly enough, the company is now worth about valued at $9 billion with funding that will come this week. But this is the company behind the NSA, and they actually look to go public, which is kind of tough for a company when you think about all they do that's secret. But kind of interestingly enough, it is now the non-public company that has the highest value out in Silicon Valley today. The other thing that when I talked at the beginning of the show, we were saying that I don't think we have much higher to go in this marketplace. I got a lot of data last week, and the Yardeni people were nice enough to put it together. The link is on the Tiger page. I'll put it in the den and at the next break. But if you haven't seen this, it's probably one of the most compelling arguments about the bull-bear ratio working over a number of years. Right now, we have the highest amount of bulls versus bears in the last 23 years. Those numbers came through on the 3rd of December. So an incredibly bullish market out here. Again, I'm going to say that again. This is the highest rate in 23 years. You have to go back to 87 when everything blew up on, was it Black Monday in 87 or Black Friday? I think it was Black Monday in 87 when everything blew up to find a higher bull-bear ratio, and even then, it's about the same. Anyway, they had this great PDF with all the slides in it. Now they've been out making the rounds of Bloomberg and CNBC and that kind of stuff. But I'm going to show a couple of charts very closely. What you're going to see on the way down are these periods of a bull to bear ratio of 1 or less. And you can see just about every low is or decent low shows up when you have a bear to bull ratio of 1 or less. When you look at the bull-bear ratio of 3 to 1 or more, you're going to find that many times it has caught the highs of the marketplace. In fact, it almost perfectly caught the 2007 high. It caught the major pullbacks on a number of ones. And if you actually go back through, you can find that it's done a miraculous job of showing when there is true bubbles. Anyway, very interesting. I'll give that link out there. And, of course, if anybody wants to, they can always email me at path@tfnn.com. I'll be glad to send you a link. See we out here. Video play. Okay. I'll do that at the end of the break. Someone wanted a link to that Stanford computer video. I'll be glad to email it to you after the show. But very interesting one. Now, if you want to get this PDF, which lays out a giant case for bulls versus bears and the ratio between those, you can take a look. But we are at pretty much all-time highs, bulls versus bears. That is a dangerous market to be long in, and just be keeping an eye on it. We talked last week when John from Philadelphia called, and one of my comments was just how tough it was going to be for Apple to penetrate a market that was using what I thought was 3G for the most part. Apparently, it's even 2G. We've got Sean Rain from China Mobile and Apple. He was on Bloomberg last week, and I said I'd find this clip for Z in the Den and play it.
Only 25% of China Mobile's customers are currently using 3G. Most of them are still very price sensitive, and most of them are still using the old 2G network. So it's going to be very difficult to convince 500 million consumers to all of a sudden start using the high-priced 4G and buy the Apple iPhone through a 3-year or 2-year contract.
Anyway, that was part of a discussion last Thursday after we had the comments, I think, that day on Thursday or Wednesday. It continues to be a hard market to find out just how big it will be for Apple. There are a certain amount of people that money is no object in China, and a great deal of people where it's everything. They're still using low high-speed or low-speed phones is a much higher issue with sending text to people instead of talking and using apps. They don't have the same kind of culture that is always watching weather or, of course, government-sponsored news, which is probably not worth watching, I would imagine. So they don't spend the same kind of time. Also, not a real history of gaming. Not an Xbox fan, not a PS4 fan. Why they do have some there in the country, the government also is not a big pusher of that. So when you find what kind of apps these folks buy most of the time, when they do out of the App Store, for the most part, they aren't the same things that they buy over here. So it's going to be very tough to see how this actually plays out. Apple was higher, again, on a lot of this discussion, but I have a feeling the substance is a little tougher than the reality. Apple's up almost $8 at $567.93. I would not be short it, but this is one that has gone up on very light volume day after day since about $513. I could see us getting into the first of the year and having the same go right back down to the 513 level. But 5.5 million shares so far today is not going to give me a whole lot of confidence that we aren't starting to build a lot of houses on a basis on a foundation of sand. And of course, almost 20 years ago today, a case called R.E. Applet was a federal circuit that held that an algorithm implemented in a general purpose computer is patentable. What we do know now, though, is that the Supreme Court is going to weigh in on software patents. This would probably affect IBM, Microsoft, to a lesser extent Intel, and Apple the most. But they're going to dig into this, and we're probably going to have an answer by March. But this could be the biggest decision from the Supreme Court to affect technology in probably 20 years. And I'm trying to get on a gentleman that wrote a full article for this from the Electronic Frontiers Foundation. Hopefully we'll get him on this week, and he'll talk about the ins and outs of it. I went through a issue for 8 years, I think 8 years, with a patent troll, probably one of the first patent trolls. And it is it brings back a lot of memories. This particular issue is whether a bank had an abstract idea as using an escrow agent as part of a financial transaction can be patented. That meant because it existed in real life and you put it in software, suddenly you have a patent for it. Any kind of these patents that are broad, probably not patentable, in my opinion, based on case law that I had to slog through. But it's going to be very interesting. But the question is going to be just how far the Supreme Court goes on this. But this could be absolutely huge if we see the disintegration of a lot of these patents and or the bar being raised much higher. But these patent trolls are really killing a lot of innovation in the United States, and I think there's going to be a lot of testimony to that effect. And since there isn't a lot written about this, the Supreme Court can kind of do what they want to do. I think that they see, especially in courts in Texas, being absolutely choked with these frivolous lawsuits. And if you're watching on Tiger TV or in the Den, here's the one that we've spent $5 million going against, which was a load of BS. Long after the company got sold, eventually everybody signed off on it. But old Carl J. Cooper, or J. Carl Cooper, this guy was a thorn in our sides from about 1992 on. We got all those horrible little letters saying, "I see you're using our technology." And, of course, we had prior art that showed that that technology existed 20 years before it did. Aha. See, I'm doing a callback to the beginning of the show when I talked about nothing really new under the sun. It didn't matter. They were able to – this guy is a lawyer. He was out there buying patents just to go after people. He also had a minor in computer in electronics design, and that's all he needed to go out there to dog everybody in the video industry. But we'll be back in a couple of minutes. You can give me a call, 877-927-6648. If you wanted any of those links, make sure you email me at path@tfnn.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
We're going to look at a couple of stocks here real quick. I wanted to catch everybody up. I know everybody's looking for Christmas presents, and some people listen to my discussion of what I thought were the best products out there. I'm going to give you a little update, and that is the computer that I talked about in my Thanksgiving show at $350 is now on sale for $299. I trotted on over there at Best Buy and got my $50 back, but now $299 for hot laptops. The other thing, interestingly enough, today is the new HDX 7 Kindle Fire is got $45 off today. It's down to $183.20. So I'm starting to see a lot of competition in this low end to get some product off the shelf, with sales being a little sluggish this Christmas season. But very interestingly enough, some fairly decent deals out there on technology. Anyway, I wanted to look at a few stocks real quick. AutoNation. was looking at this to see whether this is an ABC down. I have a feeling that we've probably reached some nadir on auto sales and the amount of money that can be put into auto loans for subprime loans. And taking a quick look at this and the expansions out here. Actually, this is the 54 one. It's done almost the 618 retrace. Just kind of looking out here. So I'm going to watch this one over the Christmas season. May not play it. More interested in whether or not we're going to see AutoNation as a company give us a heads up in some of these other auto sectors as to whether or not we are now making this ABC down. This thing should not have broken below the $49 level as it did. Had some very strong volume up. Now that it's just dancing above those levels with no volume means that we may see this thing go sideways until the end of the year. If it starts heading back down, a 1-to-1 would take it right now to $43.39. Some of the gold stocks kind of toying around the lows out here. I'd still like to see one more test of vapor light volume in some of these. Eldorado Gold's one of these. Actually, a fairly decent chart. This is exactly what you want to see in the power law vector indicator. That is a strong move down, another strong move down, and another move down. But each time you want to see more energy come out of the down leg each and every time. This last one actually had a test of a $5.64 on the October 15th low. You got 7.5 million shares in it. If we would have had probably 500,000 shares, I mean not 500,000, 5 million shares in this thing, 4 million shares, we probably would have seen that V kind of bottom that a lot of people look at. Not a lot of volume in the last 3 days, which is not a good indication. Of course, we're getting at least a decent move out of gold today, up $10. But these gold stocks still not looking very good. And we've got another one out here that we've got 30 seconds on. Kinross Gold, KGC, kind of a similar low. This one is starting to see some of the energy come out of this one. And looks like it's kind of trying to hammer out a low here. Got a little doji today. But I would love to see one more pullback into that 450, 440 range with like 5 or 6 million shares to say that a low is in on these gold stocks. But, I mean, they are looking interesting. Just no sign of strength yet. Anyway, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful day. And it could be a wonderful week out here. But we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. And remember, sell when you can, not when you have to.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.